Hello beautiful people, my name is Jordan and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how it felt to get my nipples pierced. So I got them pierced yesterday and I got them pierced at a place called Texas Tattoo Emporium in Houston, Texas, and my piercer, his name is Bariah. He was so nice, he was so professional, he was really kind and respectful, and it was a really good experience, and I love how my piercings turned out. So I'm going to be talking about the pain. I'm also going to be talking about the healing process so far. I literally just got them done yesterday, so I don't know too much about the healing process just yet. If anybody wants, I can do an update to this video if anybody wants that. But basically just going to be talking about my experience, my story, why I got them done, the pain, and how much it hurt, which was not really that much. But anyway, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you like, please click a like and subscribe down below. So I only have two other piercings before my nipples. I have my ears, which I didn't actually get my ears pierced until I was 22. And then I got my nose pierced when I was 22. And I haven't gotten anything pierced in like 8 years. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pierce my nipples. I never thought that I would be somebody that would pierce my nipples ever. And so, but you know, I've had a rough month, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself. And I didn't know what to spend my book money on because I got some money from my novel that I wrote, which was not a lot of money, but it was some money. And I was like, okay, so I want to do something momentous with that money rather than just spend it on bills or groceries, you know? So I was like, you know what? I want to do something that will enhance my confidence, something that will make me like that part of my body more. Because if y'all don't know, I'm actually trans and I do not like my chest. You know, I don't like boobs, and I hate calling them boobs, but I don't like them. And I eventually am going to get top surgery. So I was like, you know what? Nipple piercings are cheaper than top surgery. Let's get them done so that I can feel a little bit better about that part of my body while I have them. But also I just think that they look cute. I have a pretty small chest to begin with. I just think they're really cute. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna increase my confidence. I'm gonna do something that will make me feel sexier, hotter, something that will do something for me, because I just turned 30 a couple months ago, and I was like, I really want to do something that is just for me and something that makes me feel better about myself, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my nipples pierced just out of nowhere. I've always like talked to people that have their nipples pierced, and I always was like, that's not for me. That's not something I would ever do. And I am someone that hates having my boobs touched, hates having anything involving the boob ever. It's probably a dysphoria thing, most likely is, but I hate having anything to do with that part of my body. And so I decided that I'm going to bling it up so that I can feel better about it. But I'm not somebody that ever messes with nipples. I'm not somebody that ever does anything with that part of my body ever. So it was a very weird experience having like being in front of a stranger shirtless, right? And it's a very professional environment. You don't feel like it's a judgy environment. You don't feel like it's you feel like you're at the doctor's, like it's their job. They've pierced a million different nipples. They've done this. They know this. And I don't know what kind of boost I got yesterday, but I don't get topless in front of people. I've never taken a nude in my entire life. And that's not because I don't like my body. I like my body, dysphoria aside, but I don't not like my body for the most part. So it's nothing like that. It's just I don't take nudes because I'm like scared that I'm gonna get like my iCloud hacked or something like that. So I just don't take them. And plus, like, there's no one to send them to. Like, I'm single as a Pringle, you know. But you know, it didn't feel weird. It didn't feel awkward. And Bariah at Texas Tattoo Emporium in downtown Houston on 510 Westheimer Road, which if you live in Houston and you're looking to get your nipples pierced, definitely check out Bariah. He was so nice, so professional, so sweet. And it was kind of cute because every time he had to like mark them and like look and make sure that they were like in the piercing dots were in the proper area that he was going to be piercing at, he would be like apologizing. He'd be like, I'm sorry. And then he would like have to clean them. And then he'd be like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, he wasn't like, you know, bashful or anything, but he was respectful. Like he knows that, like, for some people that, well, most people don't like having their boobs stared at, you know, and like that kind of way, it kind of makes you feel like uncomfortable, and you want to feel like you're with somebody respectful that's not like being a perv, right? And he was very, very good at that. And he was very, very, you know, just like, oh, I'm sorry, when he was looking back and forth. I really appreciated that. So the pain. I was hyping it up way too much, honestly. I was hyping it up way too much. I have both of my ribs tattooed, which that pain was 100 times worse than these piercings. 100 times worse. Because my rib tattoos lasted a couple hours each, and that was the most excruciating pain I've ever been in, is those rib tattoos. These piercings, the first one, I will say, the first one was painful, and you can kind of see in my video, which you only see my face, but you can kind of see in my video how I started getting a little bit lightheaded after the first one, but it was only because of the sudden just shock of it. But I was fine, you know, it wasn't that bad. And honestly, they say that the second nipple hurt worse. The first one hurt way worse to me. And it wasn't even that bad, right? It was just like a quick pinch and then it was over. And I mean, it's the day after today and I don't feel any kind of like pain. Well, I feel like a little bit of soreness, but no like pain, no like, I didn't bleed at all. There's no like discharge or like gross stuff going on. I am completely, like, I usually heal really well with tattoos and piercings, so I didn't worry too much about that kind of thing, but it seems like they're going to be okay. But anyway, the pain, it just felt like a quick pinch. And like, keep in mind, I don't like having my nipples played with. I don't like having my nipples touched. I don't deal with that part of my body in intimate settings at all. And so I don't know how sensitive they are, you know, I don't really pay attention. So having them like pinched and have something go through them was kind of just a shock to the system. It was more of a shock than pain. You know, it felt like it was really deep, but it wasn't really. It was quick. It was on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say the first one was like a 7, and then the second one was like a 2. It wasn't that bad for me anyway. A lot of people say that the second nipple hurt worse. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. And you know, I don't remember where I heard this. I don't remember who told this to me, but it works. And so they say that if you have like a fantasy in your head while you're getting like a piercing or a tattoo, if you have like a fantasy in your head of like something sexual going on, that it focuses your brain on that. And I do the same thing when I'm working out, when I'm lifting weights. Like I'll think something like sexual in my head and it'll make the pain of like the weightlifting be less. It makes the pain of tattoos hurt less. Getting my nipples pierced hurt less. I don't know why, but it works. It works for me anyway. But that's maybe something you may want to try. I mean, it's nothing like perverted. It's nothing like, oh, I'm thinking about this sexual stuff while someone's doing something like to my body. It's nothing like that. It's just to focus your brain on something else. It works for me. I mean, I'm sure you can like imagine yourself on a beach somewhere and it can be, you know, the same more or less. But for me, it's if I think a sexual thing, it'll take my brain somewhere else and it'll focus it there instead. So anyway, it works for me. I don't know. I heard it somewhere and it's been working for like the past 10 years. Every time I've gotten a tattoo, every time I've lifted weights, just think something nasty and it fixes it less. I've never tried it without it. But I have been in like the middle of a rep of weightlifting and being like, I can't do another one. And then I'll think about like something sexual and then I'll be able to do like 5 more. I don't know why. Maybe it's like the adrenaline. Maybe it's the adrenaline. Maybe it's the endorphins that you feel like during sex, right? It's that kind of thing flowing through your body. I think it's like the endorphins are just like making your brain react to pain less. That's why a lot of people like have pain fetishes, because that's the only way that they can like feel pleasure. I don't know, maybe I'm getting off track here, but anyway, pain was not that bad. I think the belly button would hurt much worse because you have more tissue to go through. I don't know. Eventually I do want to get my belly button pierced. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do you have your nipples pierced? Do you want to get your nipples pierced? It kind of sucks because I'm kind of the person that loves to brag about piercings and tattoos and stuff and show pictures. But this one I can't show pictures. It really sucks. I mean, I can show like pictures of like through my shirt, but I'm not gonna like pop out a tit and like show y'all on my like YouTube. And like, ugh, I hate referring to it as a tit or a boob. I just call it my chest, you know. I mean, I'll keep these piercings after I get top surgery, so it's fine. But whatever. Is that a weird reason to get nipple piercings for dysphoria reasons, to like focus on something else so that they can look cute while you got them, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's weird of me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe down below. Let me know if you want a video on my tattoos. I have a couple videos on my tattoos. I have 21 tattoos, and I kind of have videos about me describing each one and what each one is, what each one means, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one, and see you in the next one. Toodles.